Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I wanted to make a video. First, I was thinking about making a YouTube short about this, but I think I'm going to go a bit longer. I think I'm going to rant a little bit longer about this. Now, they dropped the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone official teaser trailer for the HBO and HBO Max series about the Harry Potter books. I think they're supposed to do a book season, so that way, you'll probably get 8 or 10 episodes. I don't know how many it is exactly, but it's supposed to be like the whole season is one book, okay, which is, I think, a good way to tell the story. And HBO, you can tell from the trailer, my trailer reaction is on my channel by the time you see this, so you can see what I thought of it. I thought it was decent, okay, and I think, I think the casting is good. Now, I want to talk about, first of all, hold on, okay, certain people, I guess some diehard people, I think it's the same thing, sort of only the same thing with the Star Wars fans in a way sometimes, that you get the diehard fans that have read the books and stuff. They know the characters back and forth, know every word of every book, okay, and they don't want to see any change, or they think maybe it's too soon for them to do a TV show based on, even though it's been years since, okay, but people like, they like what they like, and they want to, and they'll tell you their opinion about everything. But I think one of the main complaints is about the character of Snape and the casting of the black actor who's playing Snape now. Okay, I've seen people make videos saying, like I said, I've seen people reaction say, "Oh, this is not my Snape." Okay, I know Tyrone Magnus has made a video where he was basically saying he went to see how many downvotes the video got, and just to, I guess because maybe he wants to, whine, and again, he's another black guy that misinterprets the word woke, okay, to mean something that it's totally not, okay, but my main thing is, I'm going to read you the character description of Snape. Now, Alan Rickman, who I was a big fan of, I think he's a great actor, Alan Rickman, and he was a great Snape, okay, no doubt about it, okay, he was absolutely fantastic in the role. And of course, that character, I'm going to read you his description of the character of Snape. Severus Snape is a complex and pivotal character in Harry Potter, serving as a stern and potions master, defense against the dark arts professor, and headmaster at Hogwarts, known for his bitter, sarcastic demeanor and deep-seated resentment towards Harry Potter, okay, which stems from his rivalry with Harry's father, James. Beneath his cruel exterior, he is a deeply flawed but heroic figure, okay, driven by his lifelong unrequited love for Lily Potter, Harry's mother, okay, leading him to secretly protect Harry and work as a double agent against Voldemort, ultimately sacrifice himself for the greater good, okay. Now it says appearances, key characteristics, appearance: tall with sallow skin, greasy black hair, a hooked nose, and dark eyes, often dressed in black robes. Personality: cold, sarcastic, bitter, cruel, especially towards Gryffindors, but also intelligent, cunning, and immensely brave. Role at Hogwarts: potions master, head of Slytherin house, defense against the dark arts professor, and headmaster. Motivations: love for Lily. His love for Lily Evans Potter is the central motivation for his actions, okay, including his protection of Harry, hatred for James. He despises Harry because he resembles his father, James, who bullied him at school. Okay, double agent. He secretly works against Voldemort, okay, acting as a spy for Dumbledore, and ultimately dies protecting Harry. He's a flawed hero. J.C.K. Rowling described him as a flawed hero, or anti-hero, who's cruel but ultimately heroic due to his loyalty and sacrifice. And he's central to the plot, it says. His complex and double-sided role is crucial to the entire Harry Potter saga, driven much of the plot and revealing key truths at the end. Okay, now that's the character of Snape. Now, and like I said, Alan Rickman, great actor, okay, just played that part incredibly well. And when you found out about his background and stuff, about his love for Harry's mom and all that stuff, that just, really, you can see videos on people reacting actually to that moment and stuff. And it's just tragic. And it's a credit to the writers and Alan Rickman for conveying this in this great, he's a complex character, okay? He's a complex character and very again, one of these underrated characters that, everybody hated at first, but then they grew to understand him when it was revealed about his, feeling, then about him being bullied and all that stuff. So it's one of the great characters in literature, okay, this character Snape. So I understand people being protective of it, okay. Now, they cast this black actor. I don't know why they cast him. Maybe they cast him because he auditioned and they thought he was the best guy that auditioned for the character. Okay, I don't know exactly, and I think we won't know until at least you hear from the producers, or maybe you hear from the actor, why he was cast. And I know, like I said, people are saying, "Oh, this is not my Snape." Oh, Harry Potter's going woke. Again, another bunch of people. They love to whine, bitch, and complain about everything. Okay. Never mind, they haven't seen the actor act one bit in this in the trailer. The teaser trailer, you see him for a hot second. You see him for probably one hot second. So you don't know how the actor, acts literally. So you don't know if he's playing a good character. You don't know if he's playing a good Snape. He could be one of the best actors in this series. We don't know unless you actually see it. But people already had they're prejudging it and say, oh no, he's this character Snape is not what he's described, with the hook nose and all that stuff. And what do they call that skin? Hold on. Okay, and sallow skin. I don't even know what that. I think that's supposed to be greasy or something. I know he's got greasy black hair and a hook nose and dark eyes. Okay, so people are saying no, since he doesn't look like that. Okay, and he's black. This is not my Snape. Okay, this is totally wrong casting. It's gonna ruin the series. I'm never gonna watch it. They're not true to the books and stuff. Even though I think J.K. Rowling is a producer on this show, and I think she may have a little bit of creative freedom on this, I would think. But then again, I don't know. Maybe, she just tucked the check and didn't say anything. She doesn't really particularly care, okay, about that. But I have to assume that maybe the producers, maybe they hired him because they knew it would be controversial, okay? I can see that. Or maybe they hired him because he was the best actor who auditioned for the part. Maybe they didn't. Maybe he auditioned for somebody else and they thought, okay, maybe they had him audition for Snape. These stuff we won't know until you hear the actor, because I don't know if he's given any interviews or stuff, or the producers of this have given any interviews about why they cast this actor as Snape. I don't know, okay, until you see. But I think for people to whine and complain and bitch, but again, that's the internet, so they're gonna whine and complain and say, oh, this is not my Snape. Okay, this guy's totally wrong. Harry Potter is going woke. They're trying to be politically incorrect, okay, by hiring a black actor, because there's no main black actors in Harry Potter's books and stuff. So maybe that's why they're doing it. I don't know. Maybe they're doing it because they know it's going to be controversial, and that way people will start talking about it. And when people talk about stuff, they tend to watch it, even if they're going to whine and complain. And I'm sure there will be people that are going to watch this series and they will whine and bitch and complain, no matter how the quality of it. Even if it's really good and stuff, they will whine and bitch. They'll find something to complain about it. You can just already know that it's going to happen. They're going to complain about it. They're going to make videos about it. They're going to make posts about it, or go on Reddit and say, "Oh my God, why did they class as black? Now they made Harry Potter woke. It's the whole thing is ruined. I'm not going to watch it." The usual spiel. But okay, in my opinion, okay, just shut up. Okay, nobody cares. Okay, these producers, they made the decision to hire this actor. I like to see how he acts. Again, he could, and these people don't know. I understand from that description that I read about Snape, right, that he had this unrequited love for Harry's mom, right, and Harry's father bullied him. Okay, and I assume he bullied him because of his looks, and maybe he thought he was weird because of the hook nose and all that, and the greasy clothes and all that greasy hair. Okay, again, that's unfortunately how people bully people that are less fortunate than that's life. Unfortunately, that happens. And maybe they said, oh, maybe they thought they go a different way. Okay, because people do bully people because of this color of their skin, their sexual orientation. There's a myriad of reasons why people get bullied. Okay, and this character Snape in this edition of Harry Potter being black could be one of the reasons why he's getting bullied by Harry's father and his friends. Okay, maybe that's one of the reasons, because this guy's black. That to me, it sounds like a perfectly, you know, good reason, or why people, people bully people because the color of their skin, they're different than them, okay? And people tend to attack things they don't know and stuff, and hate on stuff they don't know. And you can see, I can see it playing out where this guy, like I said, Snape, this version of Snape, like I said, like the other version of Snape, has this love for Harry's mom, okay? But he knows that there's no way in the world ever that this black guy, this black character or actor, or black character will ever get his true love. Okay, it'll never happen. Okay, and again, we know it's more complicated than that. And we know again that this character Snape has this, he has this dual, he's presented one way, but he's actually secretly he's a hero because he's actually protecting Harry. Okay, and why this actor can't portray that, I don't know. Why people, well, they won't even give it a chance. They say, "Oh no, you changed it. It's not like that in the book, so therefore I'm not going to watch it." Again, adaptations. I forgot who said this. Adaptations are not copy and paste. It doesn't have to be exactly what's written in the book. They can change things around. Okay, that's why they bought the rights to it. They can change things around if they want to. And the very fact that people, are not having it or saying, "Oh no, why are you doing this? You're making it woke." Just shut up, okay? Okay, I'm tired of people misinterpreting the word woke, okay? Okay, they just apply it to anything black they don't like, okay? That's basically what it is, okay? But I would give this a chance just to see how this actor is going to perform, and I hope to God, like I said, I'm not worried about the kids so much because I think the kids are by and large going to be protected. But my feeling is it's for this actor who's playing Snape, this black actor, because he's going to, unfortunately, I think he's going to get a lot of hate. He just is, okay? Just from people that just, they didn't want this show to be made. That's one part of it. And then also, I think because they cast a black man in this role, so they're going to whine and bitch and complain about it, say he's awful, even though they haven't seen the show. The show hasn't been out, okay? It hasn't been released, but they're already making videos whining and complaining about it, okay? At least Mr. H Reviews, I watched his reaction to and he thought it, it was pretty well made and stuff. And his philosophy is more about that we have these images of all these other people in our heads, of Maggie Smith, Robbie Coltrane, Alan Rickman. We have those in our heads that we have the perfect version of their characters. So maybe it's too soon to do it. But I still think people are going to watch the show, okay? Because it's coming out during Christmas. You got a lot of kids from home. And you gotta have the people that grew up with the books that probably are not gonna mind this trailer. I've seen a lot more positive reactions to this trailer than negative ones, but I have seen the negative ones about Snape, even though he's in it for a second. You don't see him act at all. Basically, you just see him, I think, trying like using a wand and stuff for a minute. So you don't see his interaction with Harry or with the other teachers or any of that, okay? But people, again, like I said, people are going to whine and complain and bitch about it anyway. It doesn't matter if this actor gives you the best, most heartfelt performance of Snape, okay, to the point where you're emotional when you're watching the flashbacks of him, being bullied as a young kid and all that stuff, and see his interactions with Harry and all this stuff, and you know that he's going to be like a double agent and stuff. It doesn't matter. People, they're just, people are stuck in their ways, unfortunately, and they'll just complain and complain, which is a shame. And I really, again, I feel for that actor because now, because when you're an actor and you just take, you want to audition for a part and you get the part and you're happy and you say, okay, I'm going to give it my all. But then you have people now with social media and stuff, people are going to be on his neck. And I really feel bad for him that he's going to have to go through this, because it really is quite sad that, that people just, they even want to give it a chance. They complain, made videos before anything got released, okay, and they're just gonna complain and whine and bitch some more about it. It's a shame, and I hope this actor has thick skin, because these people are, sometimes these people are just ruthless on the internet to complain about stuff, and I hope for his peace of mind and stuff that he's got thick skin and he can take it. I really do, because I really think it's unfair for him to be basically, just spies before you even people even see any of your work, okay? Again, because I don't believe they hired him because he can act, okay? Or he can't, you know, give a good performance. I think he auditioned like everybody else, and I don't think they just picked him just to pick him, okay? He probably auditioned with everybody else, and they probably thought he was the best, and maybe he gave the best performance. So, but we won't know this until we actually watch the show. So for the people that, you know, already prejudging this without seeing it, okay? Like I said, if you don't like it, don't watch it, okay? But I know that these people, they're gonna even, I think they even are probably gonna hate watch it just to whine and make videos and complain about it. But, you know, it is what it is. But again, I hope for his sake, the actor who's playing Snape has thick skin and it doesn't roll off, it doesn't bother him that much. It bothers his peace of mind and stuff, and he can just, you know, play your part and do the best that you can, because they hired you obviously for a reason. They hired you because you probably were the best for the part. Okay, you fit what they designed for the character. Again, like I said, maybe they changed it around, okay, in this, saying that, man, maybe the reason, again, that Harry's father picked on him and stuff because, hey, he was black and he's different, okay, and he probably acts weird as a young kid and stuff. So those people are usually targeted by bullies and stuff because people think they're defenseless and stuff, and they think they're weird and stuff, and people usually like to attack things they don't know. So it could be that. And so I don't, you know, I'm going to give it a shot and watch it again. And for the Tyrone Magnuses and everybody else that are going to whine and bitch and say, this is not my, it's not my Snape, and I'm not going to watch it. Okay, don't watch it. Okay, just shut up and move on. Okay, but I know they won't do that. They're gonna make a video. They're gonna watch it. They're gonna probably even hate watch it. Okay, and say, oh, this Snape guy is horrible. He's no Alan Rickman. Okay, like he was trying to do an imitation of Alan Rickman. Okay, you don't know what his performance is until you watch it. But these people are gonna whine and bitch and complain anyway. So it is what it is. Again, my heart goes out to the whole cast. Okay, but particularly to that actor who plays Snape, because he's gonna hear it. Unfortunately, he's gonna hear some rough stuff, and I really feel for him, his peace of mind, and hopefully he's mentally strong and he can just let it roll off his back and continue on. Okay, so anyway, let me know what you think of this whole Snape controversy. What do you, again, let me know what you think. What's your whole feelings on it? Again, like I said, I know people, they whine, but they say, oh, this is like casting, because I think this was Tyrone Magnus said too, which I think was absolutely asinine. Saying like if they hired a black dude as Blade. What else did he say? But you know, but that's, you know, the general, like, oh, like they were gonna ever do that. Oh, like a white guy's Luke Cage. I think he said something like that. But just okay, just enough. Okay, just enough. Okay. If this actor gives the best performance you ever seen, unfortunately, I would hope people would, you know, be understanding and stuff. But again, unfortunately, you can't, you know, this is what you got to deal with. Anyway, in the description box, I have links to my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram. Also, I have a link to my other channel, Paul Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. Also, I have a link down below to my merchandise store where I sell hats, t-shirts, mugs, sweatshirts, hoodies, water bottles, teddy bears for men, women, unisex. I have two designs. I have the spherical circles that you see me wear in videos, and I also have the Trade Pastor logo on my merch. So follow the link, it will take you to my merchandise store. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trade Pastor saying so long, and take care.